There is this thing called non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Sounds pretty neat, doesn't it? NEAT is a form of activity that you do throughout the course of the day that has nothing to do with organized exercise. Now, I am one of the biggest advocates of organized exercise on the face of the earth, and I suggest you get a minimum of 30 minutes a day, every single day, from now until the day that you're lying in a box. However, there is this other aspect of exercise, basically, that you do every single day and you don't even realize it. It's called non-exercise activity thermogenesis. What happens is, whenever you're doing things like fidgeting with your fingers, or if you're sitting down and you're tapping your toes up and down, you are actually burning more calories than if you just sit absolutely still. In the long term, every single day, this adds up. Just do the math. Even if you're burning a little bit of calories, a little bit more calories every single day than you normally do, it's going to add up over time. In fact, it's not out of the question to burn in excess of 600 to 1,000 extra calories a day through the medium of NEAT. Now there's this other thing called activities of daily living, ADL. This would be considered things like brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, doing daily chores, putting on your clothes, thinking, breathing, all the things you need to do to sustain life. It's a little bit of a slippery slope between NEAT and ADL, but they're both pretty much one and the same. One of the things that I like is my stand-up desk, which I'm standing at right now. During the course of the day when I'm on my computer, or if I'm fielding phone calls, or doing coaching sessions or anything like that from a virtual perspective, I am in a standing position. So if you're in a standing position, you're automatically doing NEAT or ADL, which means you are contracting muscles, especially those in your feet, especially if you're only wearing socks or you're barefoot, and you're going to burn more calories throughout the day than if you're in a seated position, completely relaxed. Not to mention, when you stand at an upright desk like this, you have a better chance to have good posture because slumping and slouching is less likely. Now, of course, you can slump and slouch like this if you have a stand-up desk. I highly encourage against it. Always try to stand upright like this, and don't let your head pop down like this, and don't let your shoulders round. Always broad and look up at a slight angle if you can, except when you're on your computer. And when you're on your computer, just make the mental note to try to stand as upright as possible. So while I'm going through the NEAT part of my day, I will often do movement breaks while I am on my computer or on the phone or anything else. For example, I can stand in place, but instead of just standing here on 2 feet, I'll stand on 1 foot. That's gonna fire up more muscles in my one planted foot and leg and cause me to burn more calories. And then you can do things like walk in place, you can do heel raises, and you can even do stretches, which will further improve your balance and your flexibility all rolled into one. Then all of a sudden, because you're voluntarily doing it, it turns into a movement break. So I go back to physical activity. But if you're just passively sitting around fidgeting with your fingers or moving your feet up and down and your toes up and down, like if you're on an airplane, for example, I highly suggest you fidget with your feet and lift your feet up and down, your heels up and down, or your fingers as well, because you're automatically burning more calories. Then when you accumulate this all together, day after day, week after week, month after month, for years at a time, you might actually become leaner. And you may laugh and say, oh, that's a marginal amount, but I promise you when I say this, every single little bit helps. And in the big picture, you wanna do every single thing you can to improve your health from a functional perspective, from a fitness perspective, from a mental perspective, from an emotional perspective. And most of all, you wanna get rid of as much unwanted, unneeded fat as you can. And any kind of advantage you can get, you should take it, my friend, in a split second. My take-home message to you is this. Observe how much you move around and fidget during the day. Take movement breaks every 2 hours or less. And if you work from home, I highly suggest you get a stand-up desk. And you could get one of those treadmill desks as well. I'm not a big fan of those, but if you want to get one of those, that's totally fine as well. But at the bare minimum, a stand-up desk is going to be a lifesaver, and it could actually add years to your life in the long run. Take all of that into perspective, take it to heart, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. In the meantime, make sure to like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell indicator to know every time I release a new video. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.